I think we're there. Evening. If there's anybody there, give us a thumbs up as usual, or type something in the comments below just to make sure the picture and sound's coming through the other end. That'd be useful. Thank you very much. I'll just have a quick mouthful of tea. Yeah, busy. So yeah, I've been doing some more Easy Live training today, so that's good. So we've got the catalogue for even Gary and Shane next Sunday, isn't it? The 1st of May. That's sort of more or less uploaded onto the Easy Live system. Tomorrow I'm doing photographs, spending the whole day taking photographs. Evening Peter, and getting those all uploaded, and then I'll be able to make the catalogue live for sort of Saturday night or Sunday morning. So keep an eye out on Sunday, Sunday's email newsletter thing. There'll be a link to it, and obviously it'll be on the website as well. Evening Paul. And then there'll probably be a few more lots to add on in the week as well, as I rummage around and find some more bits and bobs. I think there's up to about 175 lots at the minute. So yeah, all sorts of stuff, copper and brass stuff and cartwheels and bygone things, and a couple of sort of prams, box of dolls, all sorts of stuff really. So plenty of stuff for you eBayers and the like. I haven't got the time or the inclination to do it, so much better somebody else do it and make the money out of it. So that'll be a good test of that, and then hopefully everything will be honky-dory and we'll be on track for the 29th of May for a proper auction of machines and fairground stuff and all the rest of it. So at the moment that's all looking good. Don't forget, this Sunday this lot finishes. It's on screen at the minute. So this will be the last stuff to be sold on the current way of doing things, the sealed bids Cold Connie thing. So then machine wise, fairgroundy wise, there'll be a bit of a lull for a couple of weeks. So I'll do something to sort of compensate members, as it were. I'll give you a month free or something if you're currently a member, or something. I'll sort something out. I'll have a think about it. Because obviously there's going to be a bit of a gap when you're not able to sort of buy much really, other than spares and bits and bobs. So I'll work on that. Fear not, you won't lose out, as it were. So yeah, so this stuff here, don't forget, spares and coins, etc. There's plenty there to choose from. So the if you go to the new sales page, this now will show all the latest buy it now sales, with the newest ones at the top. So it will show anything uploaded in the past weeks. If you don't check in for a few days, you don't need to check for all the pages. You can just check on the new sales page. And then next week, after sort of after Tuesday, really, once these last few bits have sold, and the respective sellers have made their mind up to accept or not the offers, then the website will change a bit. Some of it's already programmed, some of it I sort of can't do really until those last sales finish, because I'm changing the way things work a little bit. Probably the biggest change you'll notice is all these buttons will disappear for the sections, and there'll be 2 drop down menus instead. So one will be a drop down of categories of stuff we're going to be selling by auction going forward, so machines, fairgrounds, advertising, art, that kind of thing. And then the other drop down will be for different categories of stuff on the buy it now section, and there'll be more categories added to that over the coming weeks as well. So that'll be the 2 changes from there. And I'm trying to see how to integrate both systems together. It's not easy to do. I was talking to Easy Live again today about it, because with what you've got on my system, which Easy Live don't have, is you as a client of ours can log in and see currently, everything you've bought, everything you've sold, your balance, your account balance, etc. It turns out we're basically the only people you can do that with. You can't do it on the Easy Live system, you can't do it on the Saleroom system. You just go auction by auction, and you either get sent your invoice to pay if you buy stuff, or you get sent your sales sheet if you sell stuff. But you sort of can't log in and see all your history, and you can kind of see what you've bought, but not in the same way, not in such an intuitive way, as it were. So I'm trying to see. It may end up being too much work. It may not be possible, but my idea is that if you're bringing stuff in to sell, it would be logged on the Coldcon system, as it were, the same as it is at the moment. You buy it now stuff, you know how to do that now. If you've sold anything, if not, you'll learn in the future. Very easy. You just set a price, click the list now button, and it goes live on the site. But I'd also like to do it so that it keeps a tally, or it keeps a list of your auction lots as well. Although they won't be sold via our website, because they'll be sold via the Easy Live, so it does mean importing the data backwards and forwards. So yeah, it's complicated, but it would be nice if I can get it to work, because then again you've got a constant record of what you've bought, what you've sold. You know, if you sent stuff in and it's not sold, not met reserve or whatever, you know, you sort of know where it is to keep tabs on it. So I shall do my best on that one. It might take a few weeks to get there. It'll be a bit muddly, no doubt, for the first auction or two, probably, because these things just take a lot of programming to do. And along with trying to do everything else as well, it's finding the time as much as anything. But that's what we're working on. So there we are. So say other categories will appear in the Buy It Nows, sort of magazines and things. There's 2 or 3 piles here. Books, I'm not sure about whether to do that Buy It Nows or do it auctions, because if they're rarer books, they need to be auctioned. The ones don't turn up so often. Even down to things like people have suggested it might be good. Like I know there's a few people, quite a few actually, people collect things like postcards with fairground rides on, or piers on, or you know, the ones you're trying to spot a slot machine that's a fraction of an inch high on a pier or on a fairground or something. And the Sauces Seaside postcards, I know a lot of people collect. So that's an easy thing, because it's easy to post backwards and forwards. So that again would probably suit the Buy It Now type thing. So that'd be easy enough to implement. And no doubt other categories are where we can think of going forward. So yeah, so we'll work on that. So yes, that's where we're at with all of that lot. I was going to say something else. What was it? Oh yeah, videos. I've got to figure out if I can put videos into the Easy Live listings. They don't generally do that. In fact, I don't know if they do it at all. So that's something else I've got to look at. If I can find a way of getting them onto there. Yeah. What else was I going to say? I'll have another mouthful of tea and it'll come to me. Probably got a note here somewhere. So many notes on my desk of things we've been up to. Yeah, just various things if you're selling bits, but I'll cover that once I've got the pages built in the next, sort of week or so. So until these last sales go through, then I can't change the back end thing. But once I do, we'll have a bit of a demo of that one evening. And then you can see how that's going to work going forwards. Again, we'll try and keep it as straightforward and simple and intuitive as we can do. If if you saw the Easy Life system, that's so complicated. Not necessarily in a bad way, there's just a lot of things to set up, a lot of options, a lot of things you can do with it. It's a pretty powerful system, but anything powerful it's hard to make it not complicated. I've always tried with websites I've built, whether it be the auction ones in the past or the current one, to make something that's actually very complicated behind the scenes really easy to use and easy to find stuff. That's always a challenge, but there we are. We like a challenge. So that's where we're at on that. I was going to say something else on here. Can't think what it was. Oh yeah, archiving stuff. Yep, I need to get back onto that uploading stuff. I found these couple of pictures the other day. I couldn't remember where I put them. With the Moonraker and the Planetarium. The Mark II Moonraker, no less. They're not very good pictures, but I can't remember who sent them to me. Whoever it was, thank you very much. That's the best we've got at the moment. If anybody can find anything better, then that would be nice. Or some other Rollite stuff we need pictures of. If anybody's got any or can find any. There's the Moonraker, of course, down at Watermouth Castle, so we should be able to get a nice picture of that. I'll get some video of it sometime. Either when I get time to go down and take it, or if anybody else is going down, take a little bit, send it to me. Yeah, because this is sort of just haven't had time over the past couple of weeks to add stuff on to these pages, but it's all there to do in due course. So there we are. That's where we're up to on all of that lot. With regards viewing and collecting and delivering and all that kind of jazz, now I shall be here now, Cambridge, all day tomorrow, because I'll be taking photographs of everything for the auction. So I'm here Saturday, probably Sunday as well. I was contemplating going to Leamington, but the people I was going to see now can't do Leamington at the weekend anyway. So instead of doing that, I'm going to try and get this catalogue finished and online, and then possibly one day next week we'll do Leamington, see how things go. The petrol and diesel situation around here seems to have sorted itself out now, just about. Diesel is around again, fortunately. It's a little bit short still, but you can get it, so that's okay. The rest of the country doesn't seem to be a problem anymore, so so that's good. Yeah, and then sort of as soon as we've got this auction out of the way and a bit of space, when we'll start taking stuff in for 29th of May. There's quite a bit of fairground stuff here already. I think there's a couple of machines here that will probably go in that haven't sold before. Well, there is a couple of Brianses, I think, if I remember rightly, in stock, in store as it were. That nice Parker's Carousel came in the other day. There's a little cigarette vendor came in. What else machine wise is here? I think that might be it for the machines that are here. Well, these 5 machines, if any of these don't sell, I dare say they'll probably end up in auction as well. So you may or may not do really want to risk putting an offer in and trying to get it, or risk leaving it and see if it goes into auction, see if you can get it cheaper. Who knows, bearing in mind you'll be competing against a bigger audience potentially. And then there's quite a few other machines hopefully coming. So we'll just see how that goes. Again, I suspect, I don't know, for the first one it might be people might tend to want to hold back a little bit perhaps. But the first one, this is the May the 29th, the first amusement auction. Easy Live will advertise that on their to promote it to all the customers and stick it on their Facebooks and Twitters and social medias and things as well. So you will get that extra plug. So he knows that sort of the nicest few bits we'll take some perhaps group photographs of, for them to send out to people. So bear in mind, if you are thinking of selling something, then this first one will probably be a good one to put it in, because hopefully we'll get that extra push advertising wise. So yeah, all good so far. Then other auctions, there'll be so the plan with the amusement machines and fairground, etc., i.e. the vintage amusement auction, is, I think initially I'll try and do it, sort of set it for every 2 months. I think I mentioned the other night, we used to do it monthly back in the good old days, but bearing in mind in each of those auctions of roughly 350 lots, usually something like that, there was probably 70 or so lots of spares and coins and bits and bobs, and then probably another 30-40 lots of crap that I didn't really want in the auction, but it sort of came in. So there's probably sort of a couple hundred lots of good stuff that should have been in the auctions, if you like, per month. So assuming we have the same level of stuff again, it'll probably be a little less to start with when people get back into the swing of things. So therefore I'm thinking every sort of couple of months, hopefully we'll get 300 or so lots. Be nice. And then see how it goes. And then in the in-between months or weeks, I can fill in, there's another 2 or 3 clearance auctions I need to do from here. There's a whole load of stuff sort of left over from when Mum had a flower business, do weddings and stuff. So there's boxes and boxes of vases and floristry stuff and rolls of cellophane and boxes of ribbons and God knows what else, flower stands and all sorts of that sort of stuff. So if you know anybody into any of that sort of thing, if anyone's got any contacts, there'll be a sale of that at some point. Again, it'll be a no reserve, get it rid of it job. Sometimes there'll probably just be a general last clear out sort of auction, householdy stuff. Auction of Horrors as well, we're collecting stuff up for that, which I was going to do last October, and then for various reasons it didn't happen. So the way we're going, that probably won't happen until October this year. But there we are. It's another one I spoke to Easy Lives about, which they really kind of like the sound of. So yeah, that's a good one. We'll plug that a bit when it comes around. So we'll set that for sort of October sometime, I should think, probably toward Halloween, because it fits in with marketing and so on. And then see what else comes along. There may well be 1 or 2 collections come up for sale, who knows. There's one I went to see a few weeks ago, I think I mentioned it, to do a probate valuation on for the family. Hopefully that lot's coming soon, but it could be a year. Easily known how long it took us to sort probate out here. But that's quite a mixed collection. There's some machines. There's an old previous customer of ours, sadly no longer with us, obviously. But he collected across the board, really. There's machines, there's fairgroundy stuff, there's signs, there's cash registers and things, radio, all sorts of stuff. Pretty much his games room thing looks pretty much like one of our auctions, basically. And probably almost all of it come from us over the years, I should think, or a good proportion of it. So yeah, we'll see when that comes around, and just whatever else comes in. There we are. Anybody, any comments, questions, or whatever, let me know down below. So as soon as I've broken the back of all this, I need to do another day down at Paul's to finish the last of the filming off for the DVD, and then spend a good few evenings on that, finishing the edit off and getting it off to be made so we can send it off to people. So yeah, I haven't forgotten about it. It's just, with everything else on, and I don't want to rush finishing it off, because that would be a shame after all the time and effort that's gone into it so far. So that's very much still running along, and hopefully people will like it when it's done, and then we can look at doing some more. And hopefully in future I can find ways of somehow speeding up. It's not easy because filming just isn't quick. It never is. But there's a few other collections I'd like to go and film. There's a few interesting people we'd like to go and film some interviews with. Operators from back in the day and manufacturers or family members of various manufacturers. You know, some of them are getting on a bit, and it'd be nice to capture some of these memories and information while the people are still around to go and interview. So that's something I'd like to work on as well. But obviously they're a lot quicker to do, because if it's just a sit down interview with somebody, you know, go there, point the camera at them for a few hours. That's a sort of a one-day job then, so it's a lot quicker to do. And then what we do with them, I don't know whether it's a case of sticking them up on YouTube or you know, putting a few together and doing another DVD or something. The problem with them is basically how to finance them. It's not a case of me trying to make money out of it. It's just a case of it somehow trying to make it pay. You know, if you're traveling across the country, as we all know, that's not cheap anymore. It takes time, equipment costs money, you know, you might just stay in a hotel or whatever, and so on and so on and so on. Before you know where you are, you've done a few £100 in. So, yeah, we'll see how we can find some ways of trying to finance those going forward, because there's lots of good stuff out there to try and capture, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested to you know, watch these interviews with people. Really, you know, there's a few I wish I'd have done in the past, people I've got to know over the years who are no longer with us, and yeah, should have took the opportunity while I had it, I guess. There we are. So, I think that's probably about it from me. I can't think of anything else I need to tell you. If anyone's got any comments or questions, let me know. Otherwise, I've got a couple of mouthfuls of tea left, and we'll call it a short, sharp one for tonight. The next one will be Sunday. And as I say, hopefully by Sunday, I'm hopefully by tomorrow night, depends how I go on with photographs, but either tomorrow night or Sunday morning, the catalogue should go online for the auction. It'll no doubt need to be added to over the next few days, but at least I can get the basics up, and you can get registered for it if you want to bid or not. What would be a good idea for people, but I'll explain that a bit more in the email, is even if you don't intend buying anything, if you register for the auction on the free one, as most of you know, with Easy Live you can either pay £3 up front, and that covers you for the whole auction, or you can register for free. Then in theory, if you buy anything, Easy Live charges you 3%. That's how Easy Live make the money. So if you weren't intending to buy anything, if you do the free option, as you're not buying anything, you're not going to pay your 3%, so it's not going to cost you anything. But once you register for one auction, then you're on my Easy Live back-end system, as it were, registered as a customer, which just makes things a little quicker going forward. Especially if you're going to sell this in due course. If not, there's a great big form I have to fill in if you come to sell something, name and address and phone number and all that jazz. Whereas once you've registered once, you're on the system, and I can just say, oh yeah, that's Mr. Smith. Click, Mr. Smith wants to sell a whatever. So that'd be a good idea for anybody. Yeah, so there we are. So I think that's it from me. I hope you all have a jolly weekend, whatever you're up to. Hopefully the weather stays nice, especially tomorrow, as I want some nice, well, not sunshine, it's not actually good for taking photographs, but bright day, hopefully, for taking photographs. And, yep, if you want to come over the weekend, just get in touch, let me know. I think I'm up to date with everybody account-wise on the, you know, with payments in and out and so on and so forth. If I'm not, let me know. Ping me a message or something. Yeah, that's it. Right, I think that's it from me. Have a jolly evening. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you hopefully Sunday night. Night all.